Alright, gamers. Here we are. We are at Texas Motor Speedway for the Cup Series race. And today, we're going to race Clint Bowyer. Obviously, a few weeks ago, he announced that he's retiring, and I figure it's time to race Clint Bowyer here in the season, and you know, before there's not time to race Clint Bowyer in a season race preview anymore. So we're gonna race Clint Bowyer here, and it'll be good. So obviously the second big name driver to be retiring in 2020, of course, after Jimmy Johnson announced he's retiring earlier in the season. So of course we will be racing Jimmy Johnson in this game. There's 2 races left, and I got an idea for Martinsville. So we'll race Jimmy Johnson in Martinsville. Again, on par here qualifying wise as we did in the Xfinity and the Truck Series, about 1 second slower than the pole time should be. But yeah, I plan on racing Jimmy Johnson in Martinsville. I just feel like he was very good at Martinsville throughout his career, and I feel like that's a good track to race Jimmy Johnson, especially when we got one race other than Phoenix, where, you know, I intend in that one to race my pick for the championship driver at every single one of those. So that's the plan for that. So 12 laps in this first stage. Oh my god. So we got the Barstool Sports car here that says back-to-back World War Champs on it. Oh god. Absolute. This car's absolutely wild. What was this for the 4th of July? I think it was 4th of July. I didn't have this car. It says USA undefeated since 1776 on the side. And we got too big, too strong, too American. That's absolutely good. That's hilarious.
Outside by himself. All clear.
Alright, so here you go. We are in 11th place. Try to break the top 10 here. In this lap. I think we can do that here. We got the run on Busher. And really Newman and Kenseth too.
All clear, no pressure from behind.
This game has Kenseth doing way too well.
Still there.
I feel like they kind of just took the coding for Kyle Larson and just changed the name on the car and the up there, basically on the screen. Because Matt Kenseth is not driving like he's an 8th place driver this year. He's driving like he's a 20th place driver. The thing that's interesting, actually, that I didn't really think of, that the playoff line would have been a lot different this year if Kyle Larson didn't get yeeted. Because Kyle Larson would definitely want to race this season. He would have been in that spot. He would have had at least a win somewhere, I feel. So it would have pushed that line down a little bit further. Harry wouldn't have had DiBenedetto in the playoffs. And Harry wouldn't have had that same, like, fight at Daytona to get in DiBenedetto, Johnson, and Byron. Harry wouldn't have had that similar scenario, because I think Larson would have been in on, like, Kenseth was not in. Of course, again, you can also look at if Cole Custer didn't win the race and Austin Dillon didn't win a race, then you wouldn't have either one of them in the playoffs either. So you would have had Jimmy Johnson and Eric Jones in the playoffs instead.
Outside. All clear. 5 to go, driver.
But, you know, it's whatever. The playoffs are lame anyways. Ooh, big dive in here. Big dive, big dive, big dive.
Clear high, bud.
Guess what we got to talk about is Clint Boyer, I guess, a little bit. You know, he's had a decent career. I mean, you know, he was a serviceable driver. He doesn't stand out as all-time, like, amazing. But, again, 10 wins is not
Excellent lap. Good job.
terrible. I mean, it's a decent career. I mean, some drivers don't get any wins, so I'm sure a lot of drivers will be like, yeah, I want to have 10 wins. So why is this a thing? Why is BJ McLeod up here in 5th place, dude? Whoever put this car in the game needs to, like, fix the coding, bro.
Hold your
Fix
line.
that shit. BJ McLeod should be, like, out of the race at this point. It's lap 9, you gotta park at this point. Like, what is this? He just passed me, bro.
That was a great
He passed me like I was sitting there. That's so stupid. Get out of here, dude.
there.
Oh my god.
Still there. Coming deep quick.
Either way, Clint Boyer had a decent career. I mean, he had 2012 where he was in contention for the championship, and
Car there on the outside.
he had a decent run at Michael Waltrip Racing. Of course, when they shut down, then he got yeeted to some garbage team for a year. I forgot what the team was. I don't know. It was one of those back of the field teams. He was there with 5 Hour Energy as a sponsor, and then, you know, you get to replace Tony Stewart, which is decent. You know, you get to replace
Body out back.
Stewart. That's pretty good. I mean, he didn't run as well as Stuart Haas as people thought he would. I definitely thought, okay, Clint Boyer's going to come out here probably get like 5 or 6 wins as Stuart Haas, but he didn't. He, you know, he got that Martinsville win, he got that Michigan win in 2018, and that was really it. He didn't do nearly as well as I thought he was going to do in that car. Stuart Haas. Stuart Haas is a very interesting team. I mean, I think that they got,
Still there.
obviously Kevin Harvick is going to get all the focus on the stuff. You can really, really tell that. He's their main guy. But, you know, he's also by far the best driver on the team. You know, Cole Custer's a rookie, so he's not going to be that amazing. Clint Boyer is, he's been okay in his career, and Eric Almirola's been, he's been solid in the points. I'll give that to Almirola. He was really good in the points this year, but, you know, the wins aren't there. So, you know, I think that
We're going green. Coming to the green.
you expect, though, that the drivers are going to do a little better
Got a car low now.
in that big of a team, but they really just don't. In this, like, close to being current era of Stuart Haas's, like, lineup, you know, really since the, we'll say the expansion to 4-car lineup,
Stay high.
it's kind of just been Kevin Harvick dominating, and, you know, you got,
All the way up. Get up. Get up. Clear high.
you had Kurt Busch win a couple races. I don't remember how many. Few. I know we won, I think, Richmond one season. But,
And to go.
you know, so he won a couple. Oh, we won Martinsville one year, so, you know, he did okay. But really, it's just been Kevin Harvick in the 4-car era there at Stuart Haas. I mean, you've had,
Got his nose.
I'm not sure who's got more. I think since they went to 4 cars in 2014,
Stay high. Stay high.
it's been Kevin Harvick, then Kurt Busch, then Clint Boyer, and then Almirola, Stewart, and Custer all tied with 1 win
Outside. All clear.
apiece in that time. So it's interesting. Who's gonna, you know, who does what there on the team? But I think they need another decent driver. I think again, Clint Boyer did well, but he definitely underperformed for that car. But one thing that really stood out to me was just his performance at the Charlotte Road Course. That really stood out. He led some laps, and seeing how much he really wanted that win. And even when that car was damaged towards the end, the last 40 laps of that race, once he got past like halfway and he wasn't really in contention once he got a damaged car, he was basically eliminated. His drive to try to get in there, and I think got 10th. If you see the images on Instagram, just how or anything, the images on social media, I guess you could say, of just how worn out he was from driving without power steering in that car. But the fact that he stayed out there and kept going with that, so impressive. So amazing. That was crazy. So that was a great drive by Clint Boyer there, for sure. But I guess now it turns to who's going to replace Clint Boyer. Now I'm going to preface this by saying I'm recording this on the 12th of October. I do want to put that out there. I typically record things about a week ahead before they go out. So, or at this point, typically about 2 weeks. I don't know how that all works. This video's later in the week, so I record everything early, though. We'll say that. Everything gets done, scheduled a week to 2 weeks ahead. So I'm recording this now. I just want to put that out there because maybe someone will get announced the 14 in that time. We had that for my video for the Charlotte Road Course for the Xfinity Series. I said, I want more road courses. I made the title that. And then a few days later, NASCAR announced the schedule. And I'm like, well, yikes. So I put a little thing in the description. But I guess I just want to talk about a little bit in this who could get the 14 car. I know we did a video before on who's going to get the 14, but it's changed a little bit since then. When I said, okay, Kyle Larson or Chase Briscoe. I'm really leaning towards it's going to be Chase Briscoe, which I wouldn't mind. I want to see Kyle Larson back in NASCAR, but I think he's going to go to the, he's going to be on Hendrick. I think that's what's going to happen. I'm leaning towards that happening. I was definitely on, he's going to Stuart Haas initially, but the main rumors have just been he's going to, he's going to Hendrick. And with that, Chase Briscoe came out and he destroyed some of these races. Like the way that he raced in Las Vegas a few weeks ago, I'm just like, oh, he got his 8th win. He had said, as they always say on NBC, every single race, that Chase Briscoe said he had to get 8 wins, and they always just bring up the same 2 topics. If you watch NBC, just know when you watch his races, you're getting either, if you watch the Cup Series, Michael Jordan's making a race team. Just know that. If you watch the Xfinity Series, Chase Briscoe had to win 8 races. He said that. Every race is an audition. They just use the same things. It's frustrating. But either way, Chase Briscoe did say, he wanted to get 8 wins in the season. That's what he thought he had to do to get the Cup Series. So he got to that milestone.
Have a good day.
And then
Be ready.
he didn't just get that milestone. He absolutely destroyed the field to get that, though. He was insane at that race in Las Vegas. He just dominated that thing. And then at the Charlotte Road Course, in the rain, with no lights in the infield, he was toe-to-toe with AJ Allmendinger, who's crazy on road courses. He was there. There was not a late caution. He would have been the winner. He made a little bit of a mistake in the water, but can you? Oh my God, dude. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Chris Riddle just gets on my damn quarter panel and starts to spin me around, dude. God. Absolutely ruined my race. But, yeah, so that's the thing. I think that... So mad I fell for 4th, dude. That's so frustrating, dude. I'm genuinely mad about that. He just kept pushing me. Dude, stop. So, either way. That was good. I don't think you hold that against the driver for making a mistake in the absolute downpour that was that Charlotte Road Course race. That was absolutely brilliant, too. I just want to point that out there. A lot of people complaining. especially like analysts on Twitter. They're all like, ugh. It's like, dude, shut up.
All clear.
Complain about driving in the rain. Like, dude, have some fun for once. So, either way, I don't think you hold that against him by saying that, you know, that was bad. I think any driver going for the win, you have the potential you're going to slip in an absolute puddle at the bottom of a hill. Like, that part of the track was like a hill on both sides, so going to that turn one, you go up a hill, so you know, he went up the hill and slipped in the water, spun the car around and fell back, so.
Stay low, stay low.
But until that one little mistake, which, you know, did cost him a win, but the caution cost him a win, really. I think that he's going with 14. I put Briscoe in that car. Especially if Larson's not available, you absolutely put him in that car. No doubt about that. But yeah, I guess a little bit on that Charlotte road course race. I want to talk about that. The Xfinity one was absolutely wild. And so was the Cup race with the, you know, rain tires. That was cool. Again, I'm recording this right after the races happened, so I'm talking about it now. But yeah, they were very cool. I like seeing them race in the rain and, you know, see what happened with that. But was wild. They didn't have enough lighting in the infield. And the fact that they red flagged it for an hour, tried to dry off part of the track, was kind of weird in the Xfinity Series race. And one thing that I found obnoxious was the caution laps. Like, they called these cautions as the driver was getting out of the grass. Like, they waited until the driver was out of the grass and said, oh, caution. I found that so obnoxious. It happened like 3 or 4 times in the Cup race. It's so annoying. And at this road course in the ovals, like, or the road course in general, the cautions take so long. And, you know, they're not going to cut through any little areas because they want to keep the fuel the same, like the lap distance the same. Of course, that throws it off if you cut out sections of the track under caution, so they don't do that, but it could be nice if they did. So here we go, 6 laps left here at Texas. I feel like we could have probably competed for potentially the win. We were in 3rd, but Christopher Bell kind of pushed us out of the way there, and they made us fall back, and we kind of just, you know, got stuck in a position here where we're not really making up any ground. So, and if we get a late race caution here, talk that shit into existence. I was gonna say if we get a late race caution, we can get bunched back up, maybe make some moves, but it came out immediately.
Driver, drive safe, be smart.
All right, here we go. See what we can do.
Still there. Clear high, clear
Is he going to cut down on us? De Benedetto will not. Both lines in front of us are bunching up a little bit now.
Careful, still.
So we need a big run here on the inside of Hamlin. Big run, big run, big run.
Clear.
Into the back of Cole Custer. There we go. Up to 8th place. Gonna run the bottom here, run the bottom.
2 to go, driver.
2 to go in Texas. Do we have anything
Nobody out back.
to get to the front?
Right
Do
side.
we have anything?
Careful, still there. At your
We'll
bumper.
see.
Clear high, clear high.
Oh, that's going to be a caution.
Caution.
It's going to help us. Oh, man. I sent it in there on Christopher Bell. I was just annoyed with him. I was going to send it in. I'm like, if I can get him, get to the inside of him, brilliant. If I just take him out, I don't care.
Going green.
I felt like that was good to do.
Ready. Green, green, green.
Multiple reasons. It does get some payback for him putting us back there and completely ruining our race. And it also does put us in a spot that we can try to go for this thing. Car slipping around now with a little bit of that tire wear. Driving how I wanted to drive. It drove like this in the Xfinity Series when we raced the 22 car.
All clear.
And now here we go. To the inside. Final lap
Coming to the white.
in Texas. Can we get by Kyle Busch for the win? Up next to him, here we go. We're gonna get into his door, make a little bit of contact with Kyle Busch down the back straightaway. Force him to take a little bit different line than maybe he normally would by hitting up the track. Here we go. Tire wear kicking in. Car slipping all over the track. Kyle Busch gets a big run off the back straight, but we're gonna win in Texas. Absolutely wild. We were talking about winning in all three series in the truck race and how I really wanted to do it. And 2 out of 3 once again. That sucks. The thing is, I figured... Oh, I like this texturing down here. Let's just talk about that real quick. Watch the front of the car. Look at that. Look at that texture. Good job, guys. Good job coding this game. So I talked about that, but first in the Xfinity race, 31st in the truck race, and first here. Oh, man. So unfortunate we couldn't secure that win in the truck race, but who would have thought? 1.5 miles, 2 out of 3. Next race is gonna be Martinsville. This is the final 1.5 miles of the season, actually. That's good. I don't have to do any more of these or watch any more of these. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think Martinsville, we have a good chance that we can go out there and win in all 3 series, but we're going to wait and find out until next week. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.